having some technical issues, but I think I think this time you guys can hear me. I'm just trying to find out. Like, I'm just trying to sort it out. But while you're watching this live, if you're watching this live, say Islam, hello, hi, and let me know where you're tuning in from. And if you're watching this on replay, then hashtag replay and let me know what your takeaways are. So before I start, there are lots of new people who have joined this group. Just wanted to say welcome to you guys. And those of you who are new to me, I am Ambreen Perez. I'm a success coach, and I help female leaders to let go of their imposter syndrome and let go of their fear and anxiety or things that are holding them back so they can gain clarity, confidence, and step into their best version. Um, so today I am going to talk about beliefs. So, what are your beliefs? Are your beliefs holding you back or are they pushing forward? I honestly believe that beliefs are one of the most important things in our life because working with my clients, what I have seen is that the beliefs that they are holding, which is holding them back to achieve what they want in their life, right? And the most interesting thing is that people are not aware of what they are, what their beliefs are. They are not aware of that they are creating their own reality. That because of holding on to that belief, they are creating their own reality. And it's also like, that people don't want to take that responsibility of creating that reality for themselves, right? So today in this life, you are going to learn how you can create your reality and how you can let go of your limiting beliefs or beliefs that are holding you back, right? And it's all about, I think the first thing is to be more aware of where you are at the moment and start taking responsibility. Sounds great, yeah, but sometimes people don't know how to take responsibility. They don't know how to change those beliefs because those beliefs are a reality for them, right? So we think that okay, that beliefs are not holding us back, but the reality is one thought has an effect on your emotion, and your emotion again will create your language, the way you are feeling, the way you are using your world, and your world, they can create your experiences, right? And sometimes women, they will say that, yeah, but it's not my fault that I experienced that. But I honestly believe that we are responsible in creating the situation. I know some people might say I don't believe in that, and that's totally fine. But that's my belief, right? Again, going back to my belief that we create our beliefs, we create our realities, right? Because it's so easy to go into your victimhood and start blaming everyone else. That's the number one problem I see when I work with my clients, that we like now that we give away our power. We are not we don't realize that we create our own responsibility, no, on our own reality. you know we are responsible for the way we are behaving, the way we are feeling, the way we are thinking. And I know that lots of you would say, like, yeah, but I don't have control over my thoughts. They just come. I don't have control over my thoughts. I don't know how to control my thoughts. Last week, I had this master class, right? And it was amazing because there were women from across the globe who joined that. And it was fantastic, right? But again, what I saw in that group is that they were not aware of that they are supposed to take their responsibility, that they create their reality, right? So when you are not taking the responsibility, you are actually giving away your power. And for a second, just slow down and just think, how many times have you given away your power to someone else? It doesn't mean that you literally, like, give them something, okay, this is my power and I'm giving it away to you. It's all about the way you respond to different realities, the way you respond to different situations. Because sometimes when you are in your own bubble and you start blaming everyone else for your happiness, then it means that you are giving away your power. When you are in a environment where you feel that you can't do anything, and you accept everything what's happening around you, and you are accepting and allowing yourself to be affected by that, then this is giving away your power. And this leads to problem number two, which is our unconscious mind. And I have said that lots of time, that our unconscious mind is such a powerful tool. But if you don't know how to use it, if you don't know what kind of things you are feeding into your unconscious mind, then you're just going to be in a situation where you feel like I am stuck, right? So what you believe, it becomes your reality. Because if you go around and say that, oh, I am so stupid, oh, I am not good enough, that will become your reality. If you go around and say, people just use me, or I am just useless, that will become your reality, because your unconscious mind is going to pick up of of the language, of the thought you're having about yourself. This is something I teach all my clients and all my students, that it's so important to be aware of your language, be aware of your thought, because your thought creates again your emotional state, right? So if you're going around and thinking, having this inner voice is another topic, but today I'm just focusing on belief. If you're going around and telling or having this false belief about yourself that you are not good enough, then your unconscious mind will create result in your life where you will feel exactly the same, that you are not good enough. It leads me back to that there is a Hadusi Kursi where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that, I am the way my servant thinks of me. That's a belief. That's a belief we have. What are you thinking of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? And I say that lots of time, that, and I find it so empowering at the same time. For me, that's a affirmation. The way you think of Allah, you will find him like that. If you go around and think that, oh, Allah is so strict, then you will see him strict. If you go around and think that Allah is Ghafurur Rahim, he's merciful, then you will see his rahmah everywhere. Just think about the children. Think about your own childhood. What what did your parents, what did your Quran teacher, what did your adults around you taught you about who Allah is, who you are as a person? Because for me, it all makes sense, because it all goes back to your belief, right? And there is also research done by a Christian priest, and I found that research really, really no, it gave me an aha moment, because what he found is that lots of people, when they talk about God, they link it back to their parents. If one of your parents, or if someone in your life, a guardian or parent, or an adult, or an teacher, a teacher you really looked up to, and they were strict, then you will somehow attribute those things to your God, you know and believe me, I have worked with lots of women who have this picture of Allah, that He is a strict God, right? And it's also amazed me that they end up behaving or taking action out of fear and not out of love. Can you see that? And how do you, only because of one belief, that, oh my God, Allah is so strict. So because of that, it creates a fear in you. And then you end up going around and just doing everything out of fear. And believe me, this fear has led to lots of women, lots of people leaving Islam. I personally have coached lots of females who have doubt about Allah, because in Ramadan they have become super, super religious, but out of fear. They have recited Quran in and out of fear. They have done the Tarawih out of fear. There is no concept of love. There is no concept of forgiveness. And that has led them out of Islam. So that's again another topic for another day. So going back to the roots, the way you think of Allah, the way you think of life, that's my opinion. The way you think of life, you will find life. like that. If you think that your life is hard, then your life will become hard. If you think that, oh my God, I am like, I don't know what I'm doing here, then you will end up having no purpose in your life. And this again lead me to another problem which I have seen, and that's limiting beliefs. And what's limiting belief, right? Limiting belief is when you say, I am not good enough, when you have imposter syndrome, and research has again shown us again and again, over and over again, that women, they suffer from imposter syndrome, even though they are CEOs in a company, even though they are female leaders, or even though they are doing really good in their professional life. But deep inside, they have this like, no, I am not good enough. What if I someone catch me that? What if I'm like, maybe they feel like a fraud, that, oh my God, this was just a look, right? So another limiting belief is that men don't cry. How many times haven't I heard it? Haven't you heard it? You know, and maybe you have seen mothers stop their children to cry. Like, no, you are a boy, boys don't cry. Grow up. It's good to like the boy don't cry. And just imagine, what kind of limiting belief are you giving to your son? Why can't men cry? Linking back to our Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, when his son passed away, Ibrahim, he cried, he wept a lot, and he grieved that his blessed beard was totally wet with his tears, right? So why are we teaching our boys that men can't cry? Because I have also worked with some brothers, and I remember one specific um uh like moment, or what like no one specific client who said to me, when I connected him with himself, he stopped. He was like, no, I don't want to continue, because it was so uncomfortable for him to be connected with who he is, because it was so uncomfortable for him to show that he has anxiety, that he has fear, because in front of a woman, even though I was a coach for him, he wanted to be the masculine one. He wanted to be the man, you know. So, so I remember him because it was so like, when he came to that moment when he was going to connect with himself, he just stopped everything. He stopped the whole process, and he was like, "I'm not doing this," And what happened? I've seen that over and over again. People who are disconnected with themselves, they get into addiction. Not only like no drug, alcohol. They get into addiction of porn. They get into addiction of food. Overeating, addiction to look good. Like now, I have clients who just need to do surgeries over and over again, fillers over and over again, because she's not comfortable being who she is, right? And this is like no where healing also comes in. Yeah, yeah. So you have to heal, you have to let go of those pains, so you can be connected with yourself. You have to let go of those limiting beliefs. And those limiting beliefs are like, no, actually from your childhood. It's from your parents, it's from an adult in your life who had said something about you, and you have taken that as a reality for yourself. And if you like, not just imagine those who have heard this, like men don't cry, or if you're angry, they say, oh, like, no, it's not a good thing to be angry. Just stop it. Don't be angry. How many times do I need to repeat myself? I know mothers, they say that a lot to their children. Like, no, do I need to say 100 times to you, right? Or how, like, no, why? When will you listen to me? When will you, like, when will your brain wake up, right? We say those things to our children, and we also tell them that crying is bad. We also tell them that anger is bad. But what we actually are doing is that we stop children expressing themselves. And those children, when they become adult, they don't know how to deal with their emotions, because they haven't learned how to express themselves. And because of that, lots of women are in marriage, like, with husbands who don't express their emotions, and they find it really difficult, because they don't know how, like, if they're like, they don't know who they are married to. They Sometimes I have had clients who said, I feel I'm married to a stranger because my husband, he never shares anything with me. And it goes back to his parenting, his parents, and maybe they, it's passed down in generations. So allow yourself to express your emotions, and also allow, if you're a mother, allow your children to express those emotions, because it's so important that we talk about that. It's so important that we teach our children to express their emotions, right? So moving forward to solutions, please, if you have any comments, if you have any questions, pop it down here so I can answer you guys. And yeah, so solution, I think number one solution is focus on what you want to attract in your life, and also just like no stop for a second and ask yourself, are you blaming your parents? Are you blaming them for they didn't give you the right upbringing? Are you blaming them that, okay, your, like, no, your mother was so strict with you, or your father was so strict with you? But if your mother don't know how to love herself, if your father don't know how to express his emotions, right, then what can you do about that? You can't go back in your past and change it. What you can change is yourself. You have still time to learn. You can change your environment. You can change your belief. You can change your reality. Honestly, I believe that. Just a couple of days ago, a lady contacted me and she was like, I am in a really bad environment and I don't know how to change. And I said, like, no, I had this conversation with her. I said, you can change. She was like, no, but there is, like, the environment is like that. So what is she actually doing in this situation? She's not taking 100% responsibility for herself because she is being affected by the environment. When you learn to take 100% responsibility for yourself, you will also learn how to respond to those different environment, right? And that's when you become fully empowered, where you feel like, what, I can do anything. I am, like, creating my own reality by the will of Allah. I am doing this. Nothing is going to hold me back. I'm just going to do that, right? So create your own reality and don't put yourself down, because we women, we are like, I would say number one when it comes to put ourselves down. Don't put yourself down. That, like, no, whatever you have learned, it's your reality. Whatever you have done is it's your learnings, and now what can you do from now to move forward? Don't be harsh on yourself. So number one is to, decide what you want to attract in your life, and number two is to take 100% responsibility. 100% responsibility, and don't give away your power to anyone. You are the only one that can create that balance in your life, harmony, peace, tranquility. You are the only one who can do that. No one can do it for you. Only you can do it. So think about that. And also, number three will be, like, now, positive affirmations. Like what I shared earlier about when it comes to positive affirmation is that the way you think of Allah, you will find Him. So the way you think of life, you will find it, right? So just say, like, I have, for example, loving people in my life. I have loving people in my life, and I am, taking 100% responsibility for myself. So just to sum up everything, we choose our belief from very little, like, from an early age. We choose our belief, right? And then we move through life creating experiences to match our belief. So as I said earlier, if I believe that I'm not good enough, I will create experiences that will tell me that I'm not good enough. But if I tell myself I am amazing, I am, like, no, I'm amazing, then I will create experiences that will match to that experience where I can feel like, no, I'm amazing, right? So how, like, no, and I think, like, just talking about that, how often have you not experienced same situation over and over again? Just think about that. One of my clients, she said, all my friends, they only contact me when they need me. They, like, I feel like that they just use me. And that's her reality because that's the affirmation she gave herself. But Alhamdulillah, by working with me, by doing her inner work, she changed it. She was able to set some healthy boundaries. She was able to change her reality, right? So, what are you doing to change your reality? And remember, if you repeat things in your head over and over and over again about yourself, then that will become you. So choose your wording, like very like be aware of the language you use, be aware of the belief you're choosing. And even you have a like really hard belief, a stubborn belief, where you believe like, yeah, but everyone told me that I'm like, everyone said that I'm not clever enough, so that must be true for me, that I'm not clever enough. But that's a false belief. So you can still choose that, change that, even though your teacher say that, even though your parents say that, even though your uncle, aunties, neighbors say that, you can still change that. So, and also leave behind your past. Whatever is in your past, it's gone now. Be present. Be present in this moment and ask yourself, what am I choosing to believe now that can create my future in a positive way? Do you want this belief to create your future? If you think like I'm not good enough, do you want to create do you want this belief to create your future? No. I will say like, no, hell no. You know, you want to change that. So that's yeah. So this is today's live, and if you guys have any questions, do let me know, and also suggestion to topics you want me to talk about. And if you want help, then I think I'll do another masterclass for you guys. For those of you who couldn't attend that, they can attend that master class, and then we can discuss more about the beliefs. So let me know what you guys think, and yeah, I see you guys very soon. Take care.